What's up, everybody, and welcome to another episode of How I See It podcast with your boy Big Dog 079. Thanks for joining me. Typically recording it earlier than usual. I usually get in the booth around 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock in the afternoon, but it's some issues been pressuring me since yesterday. I'm sure by now everybody know about the whole YSL, Young Thug, Young Gunner situation. And I noticed a lot of podcasters and vloggers and everybody out there was jumping on the story. Didn't really give it a chance to mature. Just jumped on the story. And I guess like as being a journalist, because respectfully that's what we all are. We journalists. Even though some of us choose to only exploit more trashier news, we're all journalists at the end of the day. So I don't judge nobody for deciding to cover the news. It's news, right? But at the same time, I just felt like I wanted to take a different approach. So this episode is going to be called The Rap Trap Explained. And true to title, I'm going to be explaining to you guys the trap that is rap music today. So I'm going to start this off by just giving you a list of artists that's recently been federally indicted and arrested, and a big part of these cases was their actual song lyrics. So we'll start off YNW Melly, the O Block 5, King Von, ATK, recently Young Stoner Life, Young Gunner and Young Thug. South Park Mexican. A lot of you guys don't know who that is. If you're not familiar with him, just check out some of his music. Casanova 2 times. AR Ab, guy from Philly, AR Ab. YFN Lucci. Pooh Shiesty. BMF and Big Meech. Jeezy. GS9. Bobby Shmurda. His group, and I'm sure that I'm missing a whole bunch of people. Like we could add Treyway and 6ix9ine to the list, and the list just goes on and on. But what I wanted to do was establish to you a course of action, right? All of these guys, all of these groups, all of these rappers were all indicted based on song lyrics. And I'm not taking the approach of the people are doing somebody wrong. Like, yeah, these guys, they chose to make these songs and graphically depict their real life stories. But I want to dig deeper into it. And that's allegedly, right? That's allegedly. They saying that these guys was doing that, right? And that's neither here nor there for me. I'm here for a deeper purpose. So I just wanted to explain to you guys the rap trap, and this episode is for everybody. Anybody that listens to music, anybody that's influenced by hip hop culture, anybody who allow their kids to listen to hip hop music, anybody with hip hop music aspirations. This episode is for you, man, because this shit is real. You know what I mean? So let me just break it down for you. Like, first of all, I want you to ask yourself, right? Why aren't there more popular and positive examples of rappers, like whether it's from a female side or a male side? Like, why aren't there more variety in the music, like in rap music? Everybody talking about the same thing. Everybody talking about killing somebody. Everybody talking about selling drugs. Everybody they show guns in the videos. Everybody killing each other. And like, why? Do you think that young black youth are just like barbaric animals or something? Like, that's an arguable statement. Like, depending on who you ask, they may agree with that, right? But as a black man myself, I know that to not be the truth. So let me just explain something to you, right? So when I grew up, we had NWA, we had Grand Poobah, we had Gangstar, we had Nas, we had the Ghetto Boys, we had Ice-T, we had Spice One, we had LL Cool J, Cool Mo D, KRS-One, Eric B. and Rakim. Those were the artists that I grew up on. And anybody that grew up in the 80s, you kind of grew up on the same music as that I did if you're black. But then I noticed in the 90s, like, music started to change. And from my perspective, it wasn't that what was being depicted in the music wasn't true. It was just being depicted from a different perspective. Like Stop the Violence, We All in the Same Gang. All of those things were depicting what was affecting the black community from a perspective of, hey, let's try to get together and stop this, right? And then now, like, after that, it transcended to people bragging more about the things that they was doing. And I think that that kind of trap rap kind of started there, right, when it started to transfer over to, like, more aggressiveness. So we flash forward to the 2000s, right, on the back of the Chicago gang wars. A form of music was created. A form of music called drill was created. The whole form of music is based on killing people. It's murder music, right? So now you see these guys get successful off of this music. But the trick and the trap is this. In order to be a drill rapper, a trap rapper, or basically any kind of rapper today, whether you're a male or a female, you have to be what they consider to be real. Like, the things you rap about have to be the things that you actually living in your real life. So that means if you're talking about murders, you got to kill somebody. If you're talking about gangbanging, you have to actually be in the gang. If you're talking about drug dealing, you got to actually be a drug dealer. If you're talking about prostituting for a female, you got to actually be a prostitute. You can't just be creative, right? And then, so you see a few people get successful with that, right? And that becomes the standard. So now you got to promote this music. You got to do all of this shit, right? So you got to have guns on your social media. You got to have money on your social media. You got to be doing drugs on your social media. You got to show off your cars on your social media. You got to do all of this stuff, right? And then in order to do that, you have to be still in the street, because you got to be able to go back to your hood and all of that, right? It used to be a thing where, like, we in the ghetto, we in an impoverished community, and the goal was to get enough money or to use our talents to get out. But now it's like you use your talent, you get this money, and then you go right back to the ghetto that you should have been seemingly using your talent to escape, right? And then the record companies, they don't go out for artists like me. They don't go out for artists like Kendrick. They don't go out for artists like J. Cole. They don't go out for artists like that is trying to positively impact the community. And that's not a new thing. You think about artists like Common, you think about artists like Nas, you think about artists like Wu-Tang Clan, think about artists that was really trying to positively impact the community, right? And they don't promote that today. Like, you see all of these kids coming up where everybody just, like, as soon as you aspire to be a musician, or you realize that you got some musical talent and you black, you automatically got to start adding the other exteriors that make you be acceptable in hip-hop music. So it's like literally a trap, because you have to do these things in order to be successful in this one specific genre of music. And then after you do it, they go comb through all of your social media. They go back and play your songs in reverse. They play them down super slow, and they drag every word. And then next thing you know, you locked up for the rest of your life. So for me, it's kind of like a joke, bro, because I see everybody got the same ambitions, seemingly. Everybody got the same ambitions, and that ambition is to be able to take care of your family and all of that. But I had a crazy ass thought, right? I was sitting in the kitchen right after I seen the news on Young Thug and everybody, right? And I was just thinking to myself, like, damn, that man baby mama just got killed not too long ago. So it's a child or children somewhere that was already minus one parent, right? and then now all they got is their daddy. And then they probably seen their daddy get dragged out of the house by the police, right? So I was just thinking from that kid perspective, like, damn, I wonder if that kid gonna ask their grandma, like, when daddy coming home. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, that's what we say it's all about. We say it's all about the kids, right? But now the kids is asking when you coming home. So, like, was it really worth it? Like, that's just my question. Like, for real, I'm talking to all people that aspire to be musicians. Was it really worth it? Is it really worth it? Like, ask yourself this question, right? Why is it only black music? Why don't black musicians get along? Why don't black actors get along? Why don't black comedians get along? Why don't female R&B sing? Why is it like that? Ask yourself that question. You really need to ask yourself that question, because if you were to just do a frame of reference, right? Do you see Tim McGraw and Garth Brooks beefing? Do you see Kelsey Ballerini and Kelly Clarkson beefing? Do you see that? Do you see anything like that ever going on in any other genre of music? Do you ever see that? No. As human beings, it don't matter what genre of music you in, you bound to have a disagreement with somebody. But what form of music other than hip-hop / trap / drill, whatever you want to call it, other than hip-hop, what other form or genre of music has the amount of chaos that our form of music got? I'm just asking. Like, maybe I'm asking for a friend, right? Maybe I'm asking for a culture. Because, like, think about it. Why is it like that? Like, why do Meg Thee Stallion and every other female artist that you see on your TV today got to subject themselves to being like basically like thoughts? I grew up on MC Lyte, Miss Melody, Queen Latifah, Yo-Yo, Oaktown 357, Boss. Those were the female artists that I grew up listening to, right? Because when I grew up, it wasn't no thing about a dude listening to a female artist. It was just about good music, right? And then now today I ask you, of the names I just named, what current female rap artist can you say, oh yeah, she carrying that torch? She's standing up for black women. She's standing up for black culture. She's standing up for black motherhood. Who doing that? Nobody's doing it, right? And now I just need you to ask yourself, why aren't any of these black women that we see on TV every day, why ain't they no songs about how much this woman love her baby? Why don't no men rap about how much they love their baby mamas, their wives? Why don't they rap about how much they love their kids? Because the record label not going to let you do that shit. That's why. That's the reality. You get signed to a record deal, bro, it don't matter who you is. Like, think about it. Katy Perry was a Christian. Her parents, her dad, I think, is a pastor. And then her very first song was I Kissed a Girl and I Liked It. That was the first song that she could legitimately blow up off of. But that wasn't her first song. Right? So just get back to rap, right? Why aren't there any black women with a positive message for black girls? Because they not going to push that shit. They're going to push the poison that they want to push onto the community. Like okay, so every day you turn on the news, right? You see about drive-by murders, little kids getting killed, all in black and brown communities every day, right? Sometime it permeate out to the suburbs also, right? You mean to tell me that these record labels don't know the impact of the music that they continually pushing out? They don't know the impact of it? No, bro, they know the impact of it. Like, it's part of the plan. If we keep it up at this pace, bro, rap music as a form and a genre is going to be extinct, because they're going to be able to legitimately say that this is not even a real form of music. This is just something that drug dealers do and gang members use to get their message out and recruit other gang members. You know what I'm saying? And who really pushing that agenda? Like, who's really pushing that agenda? You got to ask yourself that. Why J. Cole album can't sell? Ask yourself that. I listen to him. I fuck with him. He good. I like his shit. Why Common had to take, like, Common used to be called Common Sense. They made him change his name. You know what I'm saying? Why Common didn't get the shine he supposed to got? Why Lupe ain't get the shine he's supposed to got? You know what I'm saying? It's a whole lot of brothers out there that was trying to be positive influences for our children, and like they erased all of those people. And you just gotta ask yourself, why is it like that? Do you think that if rock music or country music was having drive-bys in Nashville and shit like that was going on in them backwoods and them hollers and shit like that, right? Do you think that that shit would still be existing today? Absolutely, positively not at all. So why does it continue to exist to our community? Why are we forced to go through this trap? Like, I used to think that trap music meant like these people came from inner city communities and they talking about the things they saw or the things they did in a community. Right, but after yesterday with the Young Thug, and I be paying attention all the time. Trap music is not what the fuck you think it is, bro. Trap music is not some niggas from the hood who telling a story. Trap music is almost a project set up by record industry executives to trap you into losing your life in prison by helping them out. That's all the fuck you doing. You telling them the name of your gang. You telling them what colors your gang wear. You telling them that you got guns. You telling them that you making money selling drugs. You showing them the drugs that you selling. You showing them where you be at. You identified your opposition for them. And next thing you know, you facing life. Nigga, is that not a trap? Or am I slow? That sound like a fucking trap to me. The bulk of the information that they got against Young Thug and them, they said it came off their Instagram. You know why? Because you have to go to Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, and post dumb shit. Because now that's what record companies call promoting yourself. Like, you couldn't post a picture with just your kids or like shit that I post. I like to eat. I post food. You can't do that. They gonna say that's not good for the brand. You got to go do some shit, stir some shit up, right? And then you've left a digital fingerprint everywhere showing what, when, where, and how you broke the law. Trap music is a fucking trap. So my advice to anybody, man, like my advice to anybody that's trying to be a musician today, man, find your own voice and follow your own path. Because if you don't, you're going to lose. Like, it's just that fucking simple. You're going to lose. Nobody wins except the record company, bro. That's the only one that wins. Like, all these dudes getting locked up for the rest of their life, right? Who gonna take care of them kids? Because you still owe the record company. They don't give a fuck that you locked up. You still owe the record company. You were still under contractual obligations. So if you get sentenced, you voided your contract, and now you owe the record label while you locked up. And they still playing your music, and they still getting that revenue. But none of it comes to you because you cannot fulfill the contractual obligations that you had. So now your kid's out there starving, and your baby mama working at the grocery store, trying to keep food on the table and a roof over the house because you fell into the trap. You fell into the trap. How many more people gotta fall into the trap before somebody wake up and realize that it's a motherfucking trap? I just seen 10 people fall in the hole. Why the fuck would I not walk around the hole? I just seen you fall in there. I know the hole there. Why wouldn't I walk around it? Like, it don't make sense to me, man. They pushing all this bullshit and just like dragnetting all of these guys. I'm not saying nobody innocent. I'm not saying nobody guilty. I'm not saying none of that shit. What I'm saying is, why do we continue to follow the same pattern when we see where that path leads? That path is going to lead you to death. I would rather be like dead than to sit in prison and rot away. I've been there before. I've been there before, thankfully, when I was younger. I can't imagine what it's like for an older person going to prison to spend the rest of their life in prison, especially somebody that came from an affluent lifestyle. And then now you in prison, you eating bologna sandwiches, baby. You drinking milk. Like a nigga probably don't remember the last time they drank milk. You ain't got no other option in there. You drinking water, milk, and juice. Once a day you get a juice. I can't imagine what that's like for nobody. Like, I can't imagine why more people ain't telling these kids that run up the views on YouTube, that run up the streams on Spotify. I'm surprised, like, more people ain't telling these kids, like, what the reality of these situations are. And then everybody get on TV, oh, I'm so surprised they arrested, whoa, 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 whoa. But you was asking them about criminal activities when they was on your show. You was asking them about this shit when they was on your show. You knew that your show was nationally syndicated in some instances, right? So how are you really surprised that these people got arrested when you kind of laid the groundwork? You laid the groundwork for the arrest. Trap music. Motherfucking trap music. You see what I'm saying? I ain't no hater. I ain't none of that shit. I'm just a real ass nigga, and I feel like I gotta speak up for real ass niggas because babies getting killed every day. Little young boys out there, little young girls now too. Kids are being murdered every day because they trying to live up to some shit that they don't even know. A lot of these rappers, if they could tell them the truth, if a lot of these rappers could keep it 100, right, they'll tell you like, nah, bro, don't sign no deal. Don't do that. Like, that's why they don't like YoungBoy right now, because that nigga telling motherfuckers the truth. Do not sign a deal with these people. They're going to turn you to a demon. They're going to destroy you, destroy everything you stand for, and milk you for everything, even your own fucking image. You won't even own your own image in the end. They're going to tell you what to say, when to say it, how to dress, where to go, when to go, and everything else. You don't have no control. You just a puppet. And then in the end, when it bites you in the ass, they're going to disown you because that was a business relationship. We had no prior knowledge that this guy was actually selling drugs. We had no prior knowledge that this guy was actually murdering people. We had no prior knowledge that this guy was actually a gang member. Yet you promoted these videos, yet you promoted these songs, right? But you had no prior knowledge because that's all it takes to get you out of obligation. Yet you keep signing people from the hood. You keep signing young kids from the hood. They got an interesting story. What the fuck is the interesting story? That my mom and my daddy was crackheads and my daddy died in a drive-by and I grew up in the streets by myself and I learned how to sell drugs and I had a gun before I learned how to read and then I killed people. That's an interesting story? For who? Except qualified mental health professionals. Except psychiatrists and psychologists. Who the fuck needs to hear that story? Like, who the fuck need to try to imitate that shit? Man, y'all better wake up. Like, this shit is not no joke. And I say the record companies because the demand fuse the supply. Every time the record company slap this dude on these interviews and these niggas see these videos get millions of views and they see what this guy did in order to get millions of views, right? Then somebody gonna follow it. So every time they pump out a new artist with this fake ass image and all this other shit that's going on, they create a demand for the music. And it's gonna be more little fucking kids that try to fill that supply. They're gonna try to fill the demand by supplying themselves. You see what I'm saying? So what happened in the end? There's more motherfuckers dying. Over and over and over. And more motherfuckers getting locked up for the rest of their life. All because they told you this is what you had to do. I don't give a fuck if you're a drug dealer, gangster, or whatever you are. At the end of the day, you're a human being. So I know that you still got emotions. I know that you're going to wake up in that jail cell and be thinking about your mama. I know you're going to wake up thinking about your kids. I know you got to wear that khaki jumpsuit. I know you got to wear them hard-ass flip-flop shoes. I know you can't just grab that phone when you used to. You ain't just grabbing that phone. It's a line for that phone, homie. You know what I'm saying? I know what it is. So then now they'll sweep these dudes off the face of the earth. Eventually everybody will stop talking about them and then they'll set the trap for the next person. Like somehow they talking about it's a list online of all of the people that they about to come get out of Atlanta now. If that's the truth, niggas in trouble. But it's too late now because you already left your digital footprints all over the internet. Unless you're going to go delete all your videos. You're going to delete all your songs. That ain't going to do shit. Trap music. And what's my advice for the musicians out there? Have a motherfucking backbone, bro. Like, niggas be having 1,000 people around them. Everybody listen to what this dude say. And this dude taking advice from a white dude, from some record executive that on what he should do. Have a backbone, man. Stand up for yourself. Stand up for your kids. Like, if you don't do it for nobody else, do it for your own family. Or go spend the rest of your life in jail. That's all I can tell you. I'm an independent musician. I don't give a fuck about a record deal. I don't give a fuck about getting no help from nobody. I just care about getting my music out to the people that's going to hear it and appreciate it and understand where I'm coming from. If it's something designed greater for me, I'll be patient and wait on God. I'm not selling my soul. I'm not selling my motherfucking soul. And that's literally what niggas doing. They selling their motherfucking souls for some money because they think that this money is the answer to their problems. But those babies don't care about that money. Them babies care about their daddy and their mama. Like if your mama had to choose between having you at home broke or seeing your ass in jail or dead, she'll choose having you at home broke. So really at the end of the day, who does it really matter to? It matter to you. You make it seem like it's for everybody else, but it's really for you. At the end of the day, a nigga ain't got shit but that jewelry that they wear on their